Oh, brother. This guy again? Yeah, no. Me again for another week in a row. You should say that at work. If you have a meeting where your manager runs it, just show up and be like, oh, brother. This guy again? He's relentless. You think he ever gets runs out of stuff to talk about? Start doing bits and putting your manager insulting him. Yeah, no, it's nonstop with this guy, isn't it? It's like it's in the name, right? Work. That's what I'm doing. What am I need to tell us, huh? But yeah, that would probably go over well. I think that would be right. We're in promotion season. I think that would kind of bode well for you. I think that would be a big, yeah, no, that'd be good for you. I like that. You know what? Before I do it, I want you to get the early benefits. Why don't you go ahead and do it? Report back to me. I remember I was talking to my friend about skincare a few years ago, and I was like, what did you think about skincare? You know, he had recently gotten in a relationship, and when every straight man gets in a relationship, you know, you have to have the talk, the skincare talk, which is like, do you do enough? What are you doing? Oh my God, you just rub sandpaper on your face? Okay, well, shit, okay. But he was, you know, recently or he like recently had gotten in a relationship, so he was like, oh, yeah, we were talking about skincare the other day. I was like, oh yeah, how was that? What do you think? He's like, I'm not really sold on it. I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, I've been kind of thinking about dipping my toe into it. Well, not should be my face. I don't think you're supposed to do much down there. But no, I'm thinking about maybe taking it seriously. He's like, really? Huh, maybe I'll do it then. I'm like, yeah, no. Well, hey, just to run an experiment, how about this? I'll do it for the next 30 years. You don't, and then we'll like compare and see like whose neck is sagging, right? Whose throat looks like it's falling out of their body. I don't know. Right? People's throats, they start looking like, I'm not gonna say it. They just start looking like saggy balls. Anyway, welcome back. Happy New Year, huh? No, I already did that last week. You're not supposed to do it again. I'm so looking forward to this week. We're in the second work week, and there's nothing but, oh, it hits so good when you're at work and you say Happy New Year to someone, and then you follow them with that quick little follow up, which is like, can we still say it? Huh? I think I talk about this every year on this podcast. For as long as this has been going over New Year's, I always talk because it's great, and I talk about it at work, right? I'm gonna say, isn't that crazy? I already know what I'm gonna do this week. I'm gonna say to someone, Happy New Year. Can we say it? What do you think? Huh? And then they're gonna, you know, play with it a little bit, and then we won't have to talk about anything personal and like learn actual things about each other. We can just rip on a dead horse of a bit, and then just proceed with the meeting like we never even talked to each other. It's great. I'm so looking forward to it. So if that's something you want to implement, you know, this is, I think, on, you know, this podcast now on Spotify. They asked me, oh, what category do you want to put it under, right? I put it under self-help. So yeah, no, I wanna help you. This is making you and I better. This is great for both of us, right? Self-help, you need the self in it. And so I'm reaping the rewards just as much as you are. So Happy New Year. Let's be bad. Let's still say it, huh? In the second week. And then you get a note from HR, and they're like, you, an employee, a coworker of yours that wants to remain nameless, said that you wanted to be bad with them. What does that mean? I'm like, all right, well, when you put it on paper, it reads bad too. That's not what I meant. You could have been bad with us. And then boom, you're fired. So hope that doesn't happen. Before I started this recording, I actually spilled water on my entire right side. I was drinking out of this bottle. And so this just, you can't see it because it's a black shirt, but this side of me is wet. I'm like hypothermia personified. This is just dry and kind of warm, and this is damp and cold. So just, you know, want to see how the sausage is made. People, you know, these movies nowadays, they come out with them. They don't do a lot of BTS commentary and whatnot. It's podcasts. We like to be a little old fashioned, right? We're a little old Hollywood here. We have the cool, you know, the title screen. They have all the interactive things. They're flying around the screen. You're like, wow, this is actual budget. But then you read more, right? Netflix comes out with a documentary 20 years later, and they were just treating those workers terribly. They had to get out of product. And then they would, if you didn't do a good job, they send you to, you know, work on the Shrek movie as a punishment. So really, are things that good? I don't know. Who knows? But you know what's really good? Bruno Mars. He come out with a new song called I Just Might. I don't think he's come out with very much new music in the most recent years. He did, right? He made that song with, what was it, Rose? APT? And that one, you know, it did quite well, but I don't think he's come out with a single or like just a solo piece, right? But he's coming out with an album. I think it's like end of February, February 27th or something. Yeah, no, I think it's like somewhere in the end of February. Like if I was to put a date on it, I'm going to give you the exact date, February 27th. I don't know. Just sounds right. No, I think it is February 27th. And it's not Now I Look Like a Fool, huh? But you know who looks like a fool? Everyone on the internet. Because people are giving old Bruno some slander. And I won't stand for it. People are saying this song he came out with, called I Just Might, they're like, he's released the same song for the past 10 years. And I'd like you to calm down with that, okay? He can do what he wants. I don't get why, right? People even using this opportunity to take some other licks. They're like, why is this short fuck releasing the same music? I'm like, why are you bringing his height into it? I know he's 5'5", but his name is Bruno Mars, okay? He's not from Earth. He's another being, and that's why he can sound so amazing. He has those golden vocal cords. But I don't like this, right? There's a problem right now. People are given something fun in the world, and then they spit at it, right? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. But people are given this nice thing, right? A new Bruno Mars song, right? He's probably nervous. Think about old Bruno, huh? Bruce. I don't know what his real name is, but I just know in Batman, his name is Bruce Wayne, and he's comedically called Bruno in some adaptations of the Bat. So that's why I did that. I don't actually know Bruno Mars' real name. I know Bruno Mars is not his real name. It's something else. I'm not going to look it up. I'm not going to look it up in real time. I'll look it up when I edit. I'll put it right here. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can stay on this podcast. I'm all about retention here, huh? So stick around and you'll learn so many other things. See, self-help, right? Why would I tell you to go see someone else if I'm the one offering the help, right? Imagine you go to your therapist, they start outsourcing shit, and they're like, yeah, that does sound hard. Listen, here's the name of 3 different people. Maybe go to them, see what they think. And one of them's like their parents. They're like, hey, did you give me the name of your parents? Well, yeah. They're like, why'd you do that? I mean, that's where I go if I need help, so why wouldn't I give you the same people, huh? I feel like that makes sense. You're like, oh, I guess, I mean, yeah, but okay, that's fine. Why am I paying you, by the way? How else would you have met my parents? They're retired. They don't do anything. They sit at home and knit. And they're like, well, okay, then you know what? You make a good point. 2 for 2. I came at you with some hard-hitting questions, right? I have a minor in journalism, and you kind of knocked them out of the park. I got to give props where props is due. And then they're like, this was basically a session, so I'm going to charge you another $80. What's that? I don't know. I don't think so. We just ran into each other in the grocery store. This shouldn't count. That's like a landmine seeing you in society. So if any of your clients, any of your patients, they run across you, that's a session. Well, yeah, it depends what we talk about. Like if we talk about what we just talked about, yeah, it's a session. But if they're like Happy New Year and they're like, do you think we can still say that? That's not a session. That's nothing. It's like we didn't talk about anything. That is a frosting of a conversation. People scoop that off a cupcake sometimes because it's empty calories. There's nothing there. Sure, it's good in the moment. You might enjoy it, but there's no value. That's what the New Year's conversation is. It's frosting. It's empty calories. It's something you can go without, okay? But I love it. That's the thing. People say, oh, Coke Zero, Dr. Pepper Zero, no calories. That's okay. I like it. But no calories is not the same as empty calories. I'm getting very far from the point. People are given something that is fun and they're focusing on the fact that it happened in the past. What is the deal with that? Why is that a bad thing, huh? Some more artists should follow that, right? Sometimes you get a one-hit wonder. Go back. You already saw it. Go, but do it again. Yeah, no, if you've already been there, don't come home and be like, I have no idea how to get there. Go the same way. Do it again. Sure, it might not be as cool the second time, but at least you know how to get there. Go there. If you're trying to get there, don't go that way. If you want that success, why are you going that way? Well, there might be something better over there. Don't have aspirations, okay? Stick with what you know. But people are, they're seriously been given something fun. It's a good, nice little upbeat beat, and they're saying, no, that's stupid. That's the thing. They're not even saying it sucks or it's bad. They just say he did that already. So? Oh, now we remember what happened in the past? Okay, sure. Renee Good was murdered by an ICE agent, and we and we're like, no, I don't think anything bad has happened in history. This is the first time this has ever happened. But no, when it comes to Bruno Mars, you can pull out receipts from 10 years ago. Okay, no, that's fine. No, we see you. But that is kind of crazy that Renee Good was murdered by an ICE agent, and we can't reach a consensus as a society. That's weird, right? There's people that are like, nah, it was this person. It was this person. You're like, what the fuck? You know what's crazy also is that it's very clear cut that she was murdered. And that wasn't even doctored footage. With the rise of AI, we're so fucked. Because we have to go through 2 filters. We have to go through the human filter and then the AI filter. Nothing is going to be real anymore. We're going to be given something fake and then have to, as a society, debate whether it's real or not. And we won't even know if it's fake because a lot of people will say it's real and then they'll legitimize it. And then we'll be gaslit as a society and be like, oh, maybe it is real. That's the thing with AI. If, you know, AI generated stuff is generated and put out there in circulation, and a majority of the population thinks it's real, it is real. At that point, it is. It's not, but it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But Bruno Mars released a song that sounds like a previous song of his. Brother, you have a full time job. There's other things to worry about. Your kid, they had a soccer game this evening. Did you know that? No, of course not, because you were supposed to pick them up and you didn't. They're still there. Now the neighbor, she's driving them home. Okay? And then, right, your kid's going to graduate high school. You're going to try to propose to your kid and be like, hey, you think we should do a grad party at our house? And you're like, we're doing it actually at the neighbor's house. The neighbor? Well, what do you mean the neighbor? Well, she kind of was very formative in my upbringing, so it just kind of felt natural, to do it at their. Oh, no, 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 no. You used to be in my balls. We're doing it in our backyard. Our backyard's not even done yet. Well, fucking, I'll do it, okay? What do you want me to do? Okay? You know what? This is why I don't like you. You're so fucking needy, okay? I put turf back there. No, you didn't. You put a little patch of grass so you could set up a little putt, which, by the way, is you haven't used in a while. And the guys, when you go once a month, Sundays, after church, they can tell. They can tell you haven't been putting the hours in. You suck on the green. They talk about it. No, yeah. The neighbor, her husband, you golf with, he says you suck. He says you're the worst dad of all of them. Oh, really? Really? He said that. He said that about me? You don't know his name, do you? Of course I do. Yeah, no, he's right over there. Yeah, what's his name? Listen, we don't use names at the club, okay? It's a casual place. When we're on the green, all things go out the window. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. These people were too caught up on the wrong things. Bruno Mars. Yeah, of course it sounds like Skate by Anderson .Paak, Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars. Yeah, fucking course. It's Bruno Mars. That's also insane to say. This Bruno Mars song sounds like a Bruno Mars song. Yeah, man. Fork found in kitchen or whatever the fuck people, say in comment sections as a little witticism. Water is wet, is it? See, that's highly debated, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, what the fuck are we doing? I don't know. I just don't get, why do we get like cool things and then there are always people who are like, this isn't cool. Why? Shut the fuck up. Okay? Go. Don't you have some weird, cool, or weird thing that you find cool? Go do that. All right? And then don't read anything about it online. Because if you like anything in this world and you don't want to, go online and read about it. You will be given a plethora of reasons why that shit sucks ass. So, I've been seeing a lot of things online, right? Coming in 2026, right? Movie trailers and shit like that. Bruno Mars albums. Which... Bruno Mars, if he's coming out with an album this year, and it's the same thing as 10 years ago, people always want to revitalize 2016. Here's your fucking chance. Bruno Mars is giving you a carbon copy of what he did 10 years ago. Eat it up. All right? You got to follow the same steps. Okay? This is the follow through. Hold it. If you want your shot to go in. So if you want this summer to be as lit, the 6th or 7th months of the year, if you want them to be lit as fuck, maybe replicate what you did 10 years ago. Pokemon Go, come out with a bigger patch, okay? I know what I was doing 10 years ago. I was I was drinking way too much pressed juicery. Don't know why. Each of those is like fucking $8 a bottle. Now they're probably fucking $20 a bottle. They go bad in about 3 days in your refrigerator. They weren't worth it. But when I was listening to, whatever the fuck... What music was even out there? I don't know any. There's so much good music from 2016, but the only one that sticks out in my mind for some reason is Green Light by Pitbull and Flo Rida. I don't know why the fuck. That was, yeah. Oh, Sing came out, right? Didn't it? I'm just thinking about things that were in my 2017 playlist. There's a lot of songs from Sing, with Buster Moon. You know the movie? Anywho. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of things that are saying coming in 2026. And I'm not used to it. It's kind of like, people write on top of their paper, When you're in school, because you don't have to write. When you're an adult, you can just talk into a phone, and then it'll like dictate for you, and then you'll be like, "I didn't say that." And you're like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I didn't fucking say a slur." And they're like, "All right, well you type it a lot, so we just wanted to autocorrect because we learned about you." I'm like, "No, hey, come on, I don't say that shit." They're like, "No, we know it, but you type it." I'm like, "Hey, quiet down with that shit, okay?" But when people like label their paper in school, they always write their name, their date, and then what period or class or whatever the fuck it is. And for the first like month or whatever, I remember I'd always go, up there and be 25 up. Silly me, it's 26 actually. God, I am such a goof, huh? And unfortunately, I see the adult version of that, which is that I see a movie trailer and it says coming in 2026, and I'm like, oh fuck, I have to wait till next year to watch it. And then I quickly remind myself, no, you idiot, it's coming out this year. I'm like, oh my god. This one, I don't know why. 2025, it felt like 2025. I don't know if that's because they've been talking about, Nuketown 2025 since Black Ops 2. So I've like been used to the number 2025, but 2026, it doesn't seem real yet. I know we're in it. It's very much real. I don't think so. I don't know. Coming in 2026 in my head means, oh, it's coming out next year, because that's not this year you're talking about. This is the year before that. What year is that, Garb? 2025. Yeah, but what year is it? I'm not gonna answer your questions. All right? I don't like your fucking gotcha journalism. How about that? I don't like the fucking cut of your jib. I don't like this energy you're coming at in the new year, especially. Oh, so you do know it's a new year? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Okay. People say things. Well, I didn't. People do, and I didn't. But they have, and I wouldn't. But I have, and I will. But I shan't. You get it? This podcast is on Spotify. You know that, right? It's now not all the episodes. It's only now, I think, the newest 7. I'm gonna be going in. I didn't put any on this week. I've been very busy. I'm gonna get to it in this coming week. How about this? By next Monday, I'll put 10. I'm getting choked up trying to make a commitment here. But no, how about this? I'll put 10 additional old episodes up on Spotify. But make sure on Spotify you are giving it a rating. I've already gotten a couple ratings. Thank you so much. But yeah, make sure you get in there and give your favorite self-help podcast a 5-star rating. It would really help myself and others help themselves as they get exposed to me. Again, still haven't figured out that phrasing, have I? Turduckens are kind of fucked up. I was thinking about it. This is kind of old news, but it was a holiday season last year. That's the thing. You got to like speak about it and then it'll make sense, right? But I was thinking about turduckens and I was like, that's kind of fucked up because what if those animals hated each other? The reason I thought about this is because I was eating, my mom had made some food for Christmas and she makes ham and turkey for Christmas. And so she made these little meal prep boxes and put both of them in there. And I took a spoonful of turkey and ham and I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. I'm like, what if these animals didn't fuck with each other when they were alive? And I'm just kind of putting them in a group project post-mortem. That's kind of fucked up. I don't think I should play God in that way. And so I wondered, I'm like, do you think, right? Do you think people think about this when they eat a turducken? Because that's like 3 levels of fucked up. A turkey and a duck and a chicken. What if those 3 animals did not fuck with each other? And then, what if, in afterlife, you can like see what's going on and you like see what they do to your body? Can you imagine how mortified those 3 must be? They'd be like, oh my God, what the fuck? And I know that could go with any of those. And it doesn't matter the relationship. They would all be like, what the fuck? But imagine if they had a bad relationship and then they were like, are they like human centipeding us? Except we're not humans, so they have to come up with some other fucked up name. What does it say on there? Turducken? Oh, that's fucked up. How about that? You got to be fucking kidding me with that. Okay. But I did feel weird. It felt sacrilegious to eat turkey and ham in the same bite. I was like, that doesn't feel right. I don't think I should have that much power. I also was thinking about, do you think the animals that we eat, do you think they know how much we like them? Like, how people don't like really fuck with turkey? Do you think turkeys know that? Because they see them, right? They get slaughtered every year. Do you think they look at that and be like, but it's okay because they enjoy us so much? Or do you think Like we don't. Like turkey is the most slandered meat. We're like, oh, that bland ass shit, and then we kill millions. So it's like I don't actually know if that's. Do we kill a million turkey? I don't know. Fucking know. How many Americans are in America? I don't fucking who fucking knows. No, but it's 100% like millions of turkeys. And then just to be like, I don't even like this shit. I just do it for the tradition. That's crazy. Oh, again, and then so history matters then, huh? Turkeys are like, so you hate Bruno Mars, but you're gonna keep eating it. Oh, okay. You guys do the same shit every year. You're uncreative as fuck, and you get mad at this little Hawaiian dude. Okay, sure. Interesting. And what's that on your Thanksgiving plate? A Hawaiian roll. So it's okay when you dip into the culture, huh? But you don't. Okay, no, it's fine. You cherry pick what you like. I see. I see how you are. But I do wonder if chickens know like how much we fuck with them. Like, do chickens? I don't know when they're like driving by and they're in the back of a truck or something. If they pass by a B Dubs Buffalo Wild Wings, do you think they know like, yo, that's us? Like, that wouldn't exist without us. Like, they fuck with us so heavy that they made a whole establishment just to, sauce us up and down us while they watch football, while they throw around the pigskin. Isn't that crazy? They watch people throw around the pigskin and they don't even eat pork to it. They eat us. Guys, that's kind of like a win if you think about it. You think animals would take pride in that? I know nothing's fucking going on, probably. I don't know. I don't know how animals are. It's also fucked up, right? We how much we're like, cows are so cute. But do you think cows, right, when we go take pictures with them, do you think they know in their head, this motherfucker ate a burger yesterday? Do you think they can smell the scent on you? And it wouldn't even be like, oh, the scent of a burger. It would be the scent of a fucking liar, of a two-faced asshole, a swindler, a charlatan of the highest degree. Do you think they can smell that on you? They got those big noses, right? They go, you think they're all over you? Probably not. Because it's probably just seeping out of your pores in excess. Yeah, your bullshittery. That's crazy. People upload like carousels on social media. They'll probably take a picture with a cow and then post, right? Oh, good eats, and then have a fucking burger. As long as you put the burger before the cow picture, people won't draw conclusions and be like, wait a minute, was that the before and the after picture? So just be careful what you post on the internet, folks. That's what I'm saying. I'm still congested. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to start taking legal action. If things go on for too long that I don't like, I take legal action. I'm suing. Baskin Robbins, they 31 flavors. One time I went to one that had 29 flavors. Sued the place. Went into crippling debt because you're not supposed to fight a corporation. And it was very bad. Shouldn't have done that. What's funny? The whole 31 Baskin Robbins thing, how they have 31 flavors. I was telling a guy that one time. I'm like, that they have 31 flavors. He's like, no, they don't have that many. I'm like, no, they literally do. That's what you see the Baskin Robbins, the BR, there's a 3 and a 1 in there. That's because they have the 31 flavors. It's their thing. They never have more or less. And he looked at the sign and he was like, dude, I think they're just colored that way. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This was in college. I was like, you can't, no. Don't you know history, young man? But that's crazy that some people don't know that. The Baskin Robbins, the BR, the 31 is hidden in there. I think it's in pink. I don't know. They change their logo every goddamn year, so that's not true either. I just don't study history. See, I don't know history either, so I don't know how often these things happen. So I can't even comment on it. And speaking of making a comment, I was going to talk about this at the beginning of the podcast. I just forgot, but I got a haircut this week. I know. Yeah, you were probably saying in the beginning, Garva looks so good. Thank you. Stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Oh brother, this guy again, huh? With the nice comments. Keep them coming. I want more of that, please. As much as I resist, I need you to keep giving me compliments. There is no safe word, okay? Pile it on, please. Just keep pushing, okay? No matter how much I scream and complain, I want it. We're talking about compliments here still, right? Yeah. Lather it on. But I got a haircut, and this guy I've been seeing for my haircut, he's been my guy for the past like year and a half now, I would say. Something like that. He's been very complimentary towards my hair. He always says how beautiful, gorgeous, and thick it is. Except this time. He grabbed the front of my hair. You know, he when you go in for a haircut, you sit down in the chair, and then they just kind of run their fingers through your hair. I don't know what they're doing back there, but apparently that helps with the experience. But he was grabbing this part, right? These parts of my hair up here, and he grabbed it. He was like, you know, when I first met you, very thick hair, and in the back, very thick, still very thick, very beautiful. I was like, okay, yeah. What are we getting up here? And he was like, but in the front, you see this? Very thin. Have you been noticing that? I was like, oh, no, I didn't notice. He was like, yeah, it's not as thick as it used to be. I was like, all right, well, I haven't washed my hair in a couple days, so it might be just a little oily and thin. I know my hair kind of looks thin when I haven't showered in a few days. He was like, no, it's thin. I can see it. I was like, oh, okay. And he's I'm a South Asian gentleman. He's an East Asian gentleman. I think there's really no filter in the culture. So he was being very, like, speaking his mind. It's not like he's fucking with me. He's calling it how he sees it. And that's what sucks. Like, I'm very confident with my hair. Even a couple weeks ago, I was looking in the mirror. I was like, damn, I like how full it looks. But hearing from the guy that makes cookies that your cookies are bad, that kind of takes a toll. If the guy that his whole job is to touch and look at and cut hair, if he's like, your hair looks a certain way, why the fuck would I not believe him? So then I went home. I just kept looking in the mirror. I'm like, it's not thin, right? And I was looking at my hair real close. And I was like, oh my God. And I saw there was I have just one long white hair coming out of the side of my head, and it's draped right down there. You can't see it, obviously. From here, I was like, oh my God, maybe he was onto something. But no, my family has like a history of like, got a good head on their shoulders, but even better hair on top. So I should be fine, but it does, right? Shouldn't that raise some concern if you go to the doctor and he's like, I don't know. When I hit your knee with this little rubber hammer, I didn't like what I saw. And you're like, okay. And I should be worried about that? It's not supposed to be like that. I'm like, answer the question, okay? And it's funny, he said at the beginning of my haircut, and they gave me my haircut, and I'm like, oh, maybe now that he's like washed my hair and like, put a comb through it, dried it, gave it some volume, it probably looks better, right? Crisis averted. No, he doubled down. He went right back to it. He held my hair again. He was like, yeah, I don't know. You see? He gave me a mirror. He was like, hold it up. He's like, see in the back, very thick, very full, yeah? I was like, mm-hmm. He was like, but in the front, no thin, no? I was like, well, fucking tell me, is it or is it not? He's like, it's up for you to decide, bud. But then, I don't raise any concern. What I actually said to him, I was like, oh yeah? I was like, I don't know, I haven't noticed it. I'm like, how can you tell when like hair is thinning? Like, what are the telltale signs? And he's like, when you shower, are there clumps of hair on the ground? I was like, no, I'm good. He was like, yeah, maybe look closer. I'm like, what do you mean look closer? He's like, you don't shower with glasses on, right? I was like, no, of course not. He's like, maybe you can't see it. I'm like, hey, don't play that game. But I was like, no, I haven't seen any hair, but I was like, I'll keep an eye out. And at the end of the haircut, I was like, when he kept being like, it's thin up there. I was like, all right, well, let's not just be the problem guy. What's the solution? So I was like, is there anything I can do? He was like, He grabs the other side of my hair. He's like, no, you're young. It should probably just grow in. You should be fine. I'm like, what do you mean I should be after all that? And after all that? What the fuck, man? So I'm suing the establishment too. I'm suing that place because I didn't like what they said to me. How about that? And like I said, I studied history, so I know that always works out. Anywho, Happy New Year. I don't know if I've said that to you guys yet, but Happy New Year. I haven't been healthy since last year. Yeah, no, still congested. I already said that. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get things sorted. But thing I would like to get sorted is a few song recs. Or actually not a few song recs. I already gave you one, which is Bruno Mars' new song, I Just Might. And then I just might give you another one. How about that? No, I will. It's called These Eyes by Izzy Escobar. Also, Izzy, I've been listening to some of her music. I like a lot of her music. So if you like These Eyes... Well, sorry, I had them behind glasses. But if you like the song These Eyes by Izzy Escobar, I would say give a listen to some more of her discography. And go ahead and listen to more of this podcast discography, whether that be on YouTube or Spotify. Make sure you, sign on to multiple accounts on Spotify so you can give it a 5-star rating. Thank you so much. All right, folks? But no, seriously, hope you're having a great start to the new year. Thanks for sticking around. Always appreciate your support. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. And I will talk to you next week. Okay?